Who?
What?
This doesn't make sense.
What should I do?
Huh?
I'm just going to ask Pastor Jeremy.
What's up? Welcome to Ask Pastor Jeremy. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Here is today's question. I struggle with discontentment. What should I do? Man, that's a deep one. I think we've all been there, right? Discontentment is something that can indeed become sinful. I want to address the sinful side of it. I'm not saying all discontentment is sinful, but if you continue to dwell in it, it does indeed become a sin. You might say, really? Just because I'm frustrated about something, that could actually lead into being sinful? Yeah, that's what I mean. If you want to read more about what I'm talking about, you can read the book of Jude, which is super short, and then Exodus chapter 17. I think those two things are going to help you to understand this better if you want to do a deeper biblical dive into that. But discontentment is a hellish sin because its ultimate end is that it leads to hell, okay? Now, why is discontentment a hellish sin? Because it does indeed lead to hell. Of all the things that could have been expressed here in this question, people lacking contentment are clarified as people who don't ultimately find their joy in God, but they're finding it in the circumstances of their life. I looked up the word malcontent and I found two definitions, and I'm going to give you the shorter one. Basically, it means I didn't get what I want and I'm not happy. We've all been there. Here's what this looks like. Others seem to have more going on than you do. You're upset with that. You're bothered by it. And discontentment is ultimately leading to you not being happy with what Jesus has given to you. It's kind of like when, have you ever seen a kid be given a gift, like birthday or Christmas, and then they throw a fit because it isn't what they wanted? That's what God thinks when he sees us become really discontent and we start throwing a little temper tantrum, in our hearts. Discontentment also comes from hell. It's not only hellish because it leads to hell, but it comes from hell. Discontentment is an expression of an issue of pride. And we all struggle with pride to different levels. I know I struggle with it, that's for sure. And we all struggle with pride. But discontentment is an expression of pride. Jude 16, it says, these are grumblers, malcontents, following their own sinful desires. Discontent people are living out the manifestation of a heart that is filled with pride. It flows from a heart that says, I deserve more than what I got from God. And so I want to encourage you to be more pleased with how God has blessed you. Because look, if you're looking at a video on the internet, that means that you've got at least something going on, all right? You're okay. Discontentment is also an expression of rebellion. It says in Job 121, the Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And so we need to say, bless God, even if we don't have exactly what we wish we had in the timing which we wish we had it. And also discontentment is a fruit of unbelief. It's you not submitting to the fact that God has things in control. Exodus 17:7, it says, is the Lord amongst you or not? Can I encourage you, the Lord is indeed amongst you. So submit to that. And then lastly, discontentment is a hellish sin because it tastes of hell. It tastes of hell. Discontentment causes you to lose time that you could otherwise be using to enjoy God and his love and his grace and live for him. It causes you to lose discernment, where you could be spending that time making decisions that are more discernible to reach people with the gospel. And so lastly, it causes you to lose joy and have more sorrows. And don't you want to be joyful and lack sorrow in your life? Well, ultimately, what you've got to do is to become a more content person. And so becoming a more content person boils down to you finding your sufficiency in Christ, your joy in Christ with what you have, that you have salvation, that you have the love of God in you. And so these peripheral things that don't matter as much, they should be kept in perspective. So I hope that that helps you today. Do you have questions? Email them to pastor@brushycreek.org or use the hashtag online, Ask Pastor Jeremy. See ya.